अभी टेस्ट करते हैं, एक काम कर थोड़ी वॉल्यूम कम करा,
वो सीधा कीबोर्ड के वॉल्यूम डाउन दबा।
Being quick to catch on to the rules as well. 10 seconds to go. Spike safely planted. Not too much in terms of walls, just a smoke. One or two would be fantastic, but Ivy back into a pretty cool back for no shift. It's just one round, but nonetheless not too bad.
I mean, you can see the economy of nothing else without
भाई कितना अच्छा सेकंड है, लेकिन जो साइकिल भी तो यूज
बहुत अच्छा हाइट भी ले सकते हैं ना, फ्लैश भी डाल के फ्लैश करके क्लिक भी कर सकते हैं।
बॉल है, बॉल काटे, हां काटे बॉल।
हेलो
सब चला तो क्या होगा, ये डिस्प्ले का
स्लो हो जाता है।
आवाज आ रही है?
आएगा क्यों नहीं आएगा?
हेलो 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 Anna and Anjush bhai looking more classy than Fatu, of course, every time, bro. What is this सवाल? I'm a छपरी with a छपरी glass.
थोड़ा बढ़ाओ।
नहीं, बहुत कम कर दिया।
मैंने मलयालम में बोला क्या?
स्वीट की बात कर रहे हो
सही है
सीधा डायरेक्ट 12.6 पे
इतना अंधेरा क्यों है? वो हो गया, वो उसको टच नहीं कर रहा अनुज भाई।
मैं करूं?
टच करते ही जा रहा है ये, ना 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 करते ही ना। भाई अनुज भाई हैंडसम लग रहा है, कुछ भी बोलो ब्रो।
चश्मा मेरा नहीं, चश्मा किसी और का, इसके लिए हैंडसम लग रहा है।
हाँ यहीं रख दे, यहीं रख दे, यहीं रख दे। चैट फर्स्ट मैच चालू हो रखा है अभी, हम बस टेस्टिंग कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? टेस्टिंग कर रहे हैं अभी, एक सेकेंड। मैं YouTube में ही चला रहा ना, ट्विच तो लैग करेगी।
मैं टेबल का स्ट्रीम देखूंगा। हो गया परफेक्ट 230
हाँ वो है, ये ट्विच नहीं है, ये वाईटी है।
वाईटी है, ट्विच नहीं है।
वाईटी है, वाईटी करा।
Upset in their opening game here against Dallas, and it wasn't a game that Dallas had to scrape across the line or had to work particularly hard for. Dallas showed that they looked.
अभी मेरे को एक चीज़ बताओ गाइस। इस राका दे यार, नहीं राका नहीं है, राका कहाँ से आ गया? मेरे को एक चीज़ बताओ, अभी सुन, अभी मेरी बात सुन। माइक में एक फिल्टर लगा जिससे मैं डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो ऑन करूँ और चेक करूँ एक बार।
क्या करना है देखो,
कुछ तो फिल्टर लगा माइक पे जिससे मैं ये पीछे की ऑडियो थोड़ा सप्रेस हो जाए।
ये हिल जाएगा।
हाँ बैठ के नॉइस सप्रेशन लगा, ठीक है।
हो गया।
हेलो,
ये ग्रीन में है ना, इसको पीछे हटा दो। अरे ये तो जानी वाली है वॉल्यूम।
कौन सी पीछे वाली?
हाँ
नहीं जानी ना ब्रो, डबल डबल आवाज आएगी फिर।
अरे जाएगी, वो कुछ भी कर दे जाएगी।
अभी चेक कर। Will be attending next match is busy at work. No worries buddy, no worries बाबा। बस एक सेकंड। कैसे साउंड आ रही है? हैं? नहीं, गेम की साउंड, गेम की साउंड
इतनी नहीं आ रही, कम आ रही।
थोड़ी बहुत आ रही है, ज्यादा नहीं है, थोड़ी बहुत आ रही है ना। 2 और कम करो, 2 पॉइंट। बस बस बस, भी चेक करते हैं। परफेक्ट है ब्रो, परफेक्ट है।
It's back up because it's far from done. In this Swiss format, anything can happen. You know, we're going to get to this stage where
नहीं, जब भी सिंक करने की कोशिश करता है
तब सिंक करने की कोशिश करें।
we're going to get to this stage where
वो ज़्यादा फ्लो करता है ना।
बड़वा आपको तो एक्सपोज कर दिया सिमर ने, इसकी बहन की। अभी बताओ, सही है, इतना चलेगा? एक्सपोज कर दिया सिमर ने। एक सेकंड।
That is a 2-0, and you know what, Morgan? We did predict a 2-0. We were confident with a 2-0. It's just that we didn't expect that it would be a 2-0 favoring Naos here. And Nongshim, this was just this was shocking. This was appalling. I was not prepared for this, Nongshim.
Pickles in shambles. Everybody losing their
Oh,
mind
no.
because a
Attic
lot
was
of people would have said
excellent.
2-0, but of course, you know, the direction heading into today, absolutely blown away. But I'm so impressed by Naus after this game. I feel like they handled this game so beautifully, called such a great game, had such fantastic preparation. This is a very well-deserved win for them. We can't take anything away from that. But on the side of Nongshim, I mean, we're seeing these big sweeping role changes, roster changes, but in my mind it's no surprise that the two players who were able to be close to consistent this series were Ivy and RB, who are the ones who were on the roles that they're already familiar with. So I think, you know, we spoke about this before, the coaches are making changes, roster changes and composition changes for a reason, but I think they need a bit more time to settle in. They clearly got surprised today and upset. They do have a chance to turn it around as a group stage, but they have to do it very soon.
No, very soon indeed. Time is running out, and as you mentioned earlier, it's like once the other teams they smell a little weakness, they're gonna start pressing that W on Nongshim, which is not a small feat indeed. Of course, we do have Naos pulling out that W, so we do have, I think it's PTC on standby, and we can ask them about that when I have a lot of questions myself. So let's pull him up onto your screens. PTC, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Hi, PTC! Yes,
Welcome
congratulations
Guru Desktop Audio.
on that win. Now, I think the big question on everybody's mind
So,
here
obvious
is,
से कम करो.
was this the Nongshim that you were prepared for? Because the composition changes took, I believe, everybody off guard, but they blew you guys off guard as well.
ก็ก่อนอื่นเลยนะฮะขอแสดงความยินดีด้วยนะครับที่ชนะหน่องชิมมาอย่างค่อนข้างดีเลยนะครับ
We check करो guys.
ฟอร์แมตในวันนี้เนี่ยอยากรู้ว่าก่อนที่เราจะมาเจอหน่องชิมเนี่ยฮะเราเตรียมตัว
We check करके बताना. अभी बेस्ट रहेगा.
โฟกัสที่ตัวเองหลักๆครับเพราะว่าตอนแข่งที่เวียดนามพวกเราโฟกัสที่ตัวเองเกินไปจน
अंदर बैठ के पब्लिक को भी बाहर लेके आओ
โฟกัสที่ตัวเองมากขึ้น
हाँ अंदर पब्लिक है इसमें बड़े बेंच अगर बाहर
Cheers से क्या मैं रहा हूँ.
अंदर बैठा
Cheers है
So
bro.
during in
सबके
Vietnam,
लिए.
we focusing on
100+ cheers.
overall like performance
सही है
and
better. ठीक है good.
everything else. But for this tournament, we
नहीं
focusing more
बुगल वाट
on
पुलिस
individual
ये उनको चिर अंदर
performance, like,
ये लोग सब
that's how we made it through
बुगल
to
वाटे
this
नहीं
tournament. Like we beat Nongshim 2-0.
I think that's definitely showing, especially on Ascent. As you mentioned, you
We
guys
good?
didn't let
Let's
what
go,
happened in
baby.
Vietnam
Proper
get to
आवाज आ रही है?
you. And,
Proper जा रही है,
Coach
proper जा
David
रही है.
said
We
that
good,
you
guys?
made a lot of
बुक छोड़ा वाले
adjustments.
बुगल
You didn't take the
काफी कम रहने वाली है
lightly. So what did you guys really drill down on for Ascent?
बढ़ाएंगे हमारे टीम आने के बाद
थोड़ा बढ़ाइए.
थोड़ा क्या बात ज्यादा ही बढ़ाएंगे थोड़ा क्या है
ก็ใช่ฮะ
हमको नहीं तुम लेके
แพ้ที่เวียดนามก็จริงแต่ว่าเราไม่ได้แพ้แบบว่าขาดลอยขนาดนั้นซึ่งถือว่าเป็นการที่สู้ได้ดีเลยฮะอยากถามว่ามีการปรับเปลี่ยนอะไรบ้างครับในสำหรับ Ascension ปีนี้
ก็ทีมก็มีการเพิ่มเอมโค้ดขึ้นมาแบบว่าฝึกวิธีการยิงเพิ่มแล้วก็มีการบริการเพิ่มอะไรเงี้ยครับ
So what we adjust for Ascension Bangkok Pacific Ascension Pacific Bangkok 2025 is that we have the aim coach coming into our team now and like we focusing on like looking at all the gameplay of the opponent team and analyze it together.
Nice. One thing I really want to ask you is, last year at Ascension, you were part of Full Sense. You played against SPG, and of course there was that infamous 13-0. Was that in your mind today? Did that revenge give you that extra motivator to close this out today?
एयर पे बैठा है
ก็
खत्म
ปีที่แล้วนะฮะที่ VCT Ascension Pacific
नहीं,
Jakarta
iPhone ही है।
นะครับเราก็ได้เจอกับ
इसका डैडी दिखाऊं ऊपर?
น้องชิมเหมือนกันนะครับแต่ว่า
इससे भी slim
ในฐานะในทีม
check करो
ในฐานะทีม Full Sense ครับซึ่งปีที่แล้วเนี่ยก็ค่อนข้างเป็นที่โดดดันแล้วก็ดังไปทั่ว
फोन
เลยว่า
क्या है
เรา
उसमें
แพ้เขาด้วยสกอร์
यही है
13-0 ไปด้วยกัน
कौन सा है ये
ये
การ
इससे
ที่
भी
เราช
slim
นะ
है
ในวันนี้เนี่ยมันปลดล็อกอะไรบ้างหรือว่าเราทำให้เรามีความมั่นใจอะไรบ้างขึ้น
एक सेकंड
ขึ้นไหมครับ
एक सेकंड कवर खोलना ना अपना कवर खोलो एक बारी
แพ้ที่3-0ตอนนั้นก็คือ
ओए पीछे जाओ वैसे ही
ไม่ได้มี feeling แบบ
इससे slim है
หรือฝังใจอะไรขนาดนั้น
दिखाओ मैं खोलता हूँ मेरा वाला स्लिम
So
है
it's like to be honest
वर्ल्ड
after that
स्लिमेस्ट फोन ब्रो
13-0 incident last
हाँ, है
in
ऐसे।
VCT Pacific
है ना?
Jakarta last
हाँ।
year like he didn't
इसको मत दे, तोड़ देगा।
keep it in his mind
नहीं, नहीं,
though.
check कराओ
after
ना।
the game
अरे
and like, he just
नहीं,
deleted
तो नहीं देना है
all
सब
of that all of those memory and we just reset everything so this year is quite redemption.
Redemption indeed. Final question for you, PTC. You have, I believe it's going to be Riddle Order coming up next. Last year, this was the match that took Nouse out of the
माइक गिरा
tournament.
माइक गिरा
Again, a story of redemption. Is it a different story this time around?
ये
for you
दूसरा
guys?
ये ले
ก็เดี๋ยวเราจะต้องเจอ Riddle ใช่ไหมฮะซึ่ง Riddle เนี่ยในปีที่แล้วเนี่ยเป็นทีม
बख्शो दिखा
ตกรอบ
रखना
ไปนะฮะ
जी फाइटिंग हो जाए
ว่าจะ
चैट
มี
में
อะไรเปลี่ยนแปลง
जी फाइटिंग
जी फाइटिंग गाइस
คือเราเปลี่ยนอยู่แล้วเพราะว่าเรากังวลทีมที่สุดครับแล้วเราก็
एक मेरे लिए भी फुला दे बत्तू फुलाओ फुला
ก็คิดว่าลิเดน
ये म्यूट करने को बोल रहा है
ยากเกินไปครับ
Well, of course, there's going to be redemption and a revenge map for the Naos.
Hi guys, hi chat.
But to be honest,
What is up? How you doing? Welcome to VLT Sidebed Watch Party, hosted by none other than our Shadow Fatu.
हैशटैग जी फाइटिंग हाँ एक्चुअली लिखेंगे ब्रो उसमें क्या
Let's go full sense. Huh? What?
अन्ना चेक गैरी ट्वीट
Hi Rano.
क्या किया
Hi तो बोला भाई.
हाय बत्तू हैशटैग दिल से बोल रहा है डैम वीएलटी का 6 मैन वॉच पार्टी में क्या कर रहा है
योगा में
यार
मेरे
भाई की
बारे में
बात हो
पूछ
रही
रहे
है।
हैं.
चल रहे तेरी
मेरे बारे में
अनुज
पूछ
भाई
रहे
की बात हो रही
साले.
है चल रहे तेरी
अनुज भाई VLT
पूछ
6
लो.
मैन बनेगा. इतना बड़ा हो गया तू. अनुज भाई 6 मैन बनेंगे.
चैट वैसे किसकी बात कर रहे थे बुत्तू की है अनुज
मेरा
भाई?
ही बात कर रहे थे.
बुत्तू ऐसे
VLR खोल के देख, लाड बज रही है 6 अभी भी।
बत्तू भाई को बोल दो रॉसी को बेंच करना।
ए शिवम, जितना पैसा दिया तेरे को उतना वापस कर दे। ना नमस्कारम अन्ना रानू नमस्कारम।
हाय गॉडल का मैच कब है?
7th है।
What the heck?
बत्तू 9th है।
Bro, this is PUBG bro. This is
अनुज भाई
Valorant.
खेल क्यों नहीं कर रहे थे? हाँ।
यहाँ देखो अन्ना को।
फोन का स्ट्रीम दिखा रहा था।
अनुज भाई खेल क्यों नहीं रहे? यहाँ क्या कर रहे हैं? अनुज भाई ने त्याग दिया यार गाइस। अनुज भाई काउंटर स्ट्राइक में वापस जा रहे हैं।
काउंटर स्ट्राइक में वापस जा रहे हैं।
एक्चुअली आज शाम को 5 मैन है गाइस, 5 मैन लैन है। नीचे क्यों डालते हैं? लेना
तो आपके लिए क्या चाहिए?
मेरा नहीं वहाँ,
आप ही का है ब्रो।
फुल सेंस।
तो इफ यू नीड हेल्प बिलिंग ट्वाइस, उसको क्या हो गया ब्रो?
इसका वॉल्यूम क्यों कम है?
भाई जो एसेंशियन जीता वो किसके लिए क्वालिफाई हुआ?
वो देख अन्ना अन्ना, वो देख 5th को डाला VLT में। साला
तोरा माइक आ रे। हाँ प्रेडिक्शन के लिए 5th में VLT।
अबे वो हमारा ओपोनेंट है, वैसे ही बोलेगा ना रे।
ये फुल सेंस वाला ये गया भाई। एक्चुअली क्या होगा अगर एसेंशियन जीता जो फ्रेंचाइज नहीं जो एसेंशियन जीता ना वो फ्रेंचाइज में जाएगी।
नहीं तो बोला मैंने।
दो ग्रैंड फाइनलिस्ट जो होने वाले हैं दोनों फ्रेंचाइज आने वाले हैं।
और फ्रेंचाइज से कौन निकलेगा?
नेक्स्ट
एक निकल चुकी है।
कौन निकला है?
एक टीम तो निकल चुकी है।
का टीम ना वो।
हाँ क्या नाम है उसका? ये बुत्तू कौन सी टीम निकली फ्रेंचाइज से अभी?
फ्रेंचाइज से
हाँ एक
घूम नहीं रहे निकाल दिया उसको। यूरोप का टीम
निकाल चुके हैं ऑलरेडी।
नॉन कंप्लायंस में FUT है, कोई तो टीम को निकाल दिया ना।
चैट को बताओ यार। कोई है ना कोई
हाँ कोई निकाल दिया।
मेरा वैल्यू यूजर नेम VLT हैवी फ्रॉम 2020 जर्मनी थ्रू आउट फ्रॉम जर्मनी। लव यू अबे भाई। ओह शिट आया
all of your games before Ascension. Would you give us a quick rundown of yourself, maybe your team?
Yeah, team is great. We picked up Madeline tomorrow from BTR and we started playing straight away.
मैं वो करने की ट्राई करता हूँ मैच लाइव ही हो रखा है।
Someone from the same country, yeah. So we got these two guys in. That's the end of it. Yeah, we set it off and we went through some bumps in here and there. I think they've made us who we are now, and I think it's perfect now. We're able to.
I think you've made us who you are now, and I think it's perfect to Google that.
Which is something that's
ऑडियो लगाई
There's 2 spots. Which is something the mindset or how you guys feel about
new, right? How does that affect?
रिमूव नॉइज सैचुरेशन नहीं फिर तुम्हें पीछे की आवाज आई। मैंने जानबूझ के डाल रखी है ताकि तुम्हें डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो आए।
Honestly, like I feel like maybe one team will get lucky and the other team will be the one that's favored. Like that's the way.
ब्रो पता मैच के बीच में मैं क्या करने वाला हूँ चैट? ये करने वाला हूँ।
I want to say the lucky one, but like, well,
you need to get lucky.
Yeah,
in
you need
esports,
to
you know?
get like, yeah. So maybe that's the word. Maybe lucky is the word.
Yeah, and I love to get lucky all the time. Right? I wish we could all just get lucky all the time, right?
True.
So how would you say, or how would you rank your group?
So obviously, I'm gonna put us as 1 for sure. Like, I'm very confident, confident with our team. The thing is, I like the NKT boys a lot actually. Like in terms of the Thai teams, you know.
Yeah.
But the full sense always beat NKT, so it's like I'm not really sure what's going on here. You know what I mean? I want to put them as 3rd for now.
Yeah.
For now, from the first game, and then our second game's against Riddle. Riddle, I think. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Riddle.
Riddle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Second game is Riddle. I want to beat them the most actually.
Yeah.
So I'll put them number 5 for now.
Okay.
I'll put Nongshim second, which is our final game.
Okay.
Obviously they come from Pacific. They had a dominant Pacific last year as well.
Yeah.
They look so good. And fourth, I'll put Naos. So Naos and Full Sense are very similar for me. So
yeah,
they can change whenever. So.
I'm really excited to see you guys play. And see that energy on the stage.
Right.
All the best of luck, and thank you so much for having a chat with me.
Yeah, thank you.
I really appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you.
बैकग्राउंड में फैन बंद करो, कर देंगे। आ रही है क्या कूलर की आवाज? हाँ, यहाँ दिखा। हाँ। Chat थोड़ा तमीज से। You can say hi. W Pro cosplay. You can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Des Cosplays. I am cosplaying Neon. Yeah.
हेलो नियॉन अल्ट कर दो। हेलो नियॉन अल्ट कर दो। मैं भी नियॉन में हूँ। हेलो चीचा, हेलो आर्यन। अल्ट प्लीज, अल्ट नहीं होगा, सॉरी।
माइक ले रहा हूँ मैं।
क्या हुआ? क्या कर रहा है?
मैग्नेट तेरे पास नहीं मैग्नेट
इसे लगा दो। नियॉन हिंदी में बोल रही है बिफोर GTA 6। वेरी रियलिस्टिक गाइस। Not better than Tamara? In cosplay, you can say. गेम के बारे में नहीं पता। तो आप इधर बैठो, आप तो सबसे VLT के ऐसे बोल रहे लोग। आप इधर क्यों बैठो, आप तो सबसे VLT के।
कैसे हो?
कितना टाइम लगा पूरा कॉस्प्ले करने में?
कहने में अराउंड आधा घंटा 1 घंटा लगता है, बनाने में 1 महीना।
बनाने में
एवरीथिंग इज मेड
डिजाइन, खुद ही डिजाइन
पूरा।
इससे पहले और भी कोई कॉस्प्ले कर?
बहुत कॉस्टली है एक्चुअली।
इससे पहले किसका?
इसके पहले वाइपर किए थे, but that was bought। ये पूरा हैंडमेड है।
पूरा खुद बनाया है?
हाँ, ये पूरा हैंडमेड है।
क्या कर रहा है? गलत जगह क्यों छू रहा है?
अभी डीमन स्लेयर इतना पॉपुलर हुआ है, उसने वो बनाई है।
डीमन स्लेयर? डीमन स्लेयर पता है मुझे।
हाँ, उसका एक कैरेक्टर है, उसकी पूरा बनाया हुआ है। देन व्हाट इज दैट? क्या गेम है जो तुम्हारा?
ये कौन है? दिख रही ना, कॉस्प्लेयर है। कॉस्प्ले इतना प्यारा कॉस्प्ले कर रहा था।
नहीं DND
नियॉन। बेहुदा सवाल है यार इसका।
I have no idea.
There is one game for DND पे बनाया है, what is that? Shadow Head का you can actually see. Can I show?
हाँ श्योर भाई, सोने जा रहा हूँ, नंबर दे रहा हूँ, 6 बजे उठा देना। शट
ये I think might have seen her. भाई यहाँ पे इंटरनेट नहीं है ये वाला।
ओह
यार ये नया गेम आया था लास्ट ईयर D&D पे था।
चैट कौन सा है ये? थोड़ा जूम इन करना पड़ेगा। आगे दिखाओ। हाँ दिखाओ, मेरे को तो नहीं पता ब्रो। चैट कौन सा है ये, किसी को पता है? ब्रो डब्ल्यू कॉस्प्ले यार, वो कौन नहीं रे, मंकी किंग नहीं, अभी दिखाया ना तुम्हें मैंने। पढ़ो घर पे पेट में गैस पे तो छोड़ के आ जाओ, आपके पीछे 40 लोग खतरे। जीलोंग
बाल्डूर्स गेट है।
हाँ
बाल्डूर्स गेट।
आई हैव हर्ड। यप बाल्डूर्स गेट 3 शैडो आर्ट। भाई एक को पता है इसमें यार। इंस्टाग्राम आईडी दे दो आप चैट को, मांग रही है। ऐसे ही बता दो।
Des cosplays. Yeah, how do I show it? कैसे दिखा है? It's Des cosplays. DEZ_cosplays.
अरे लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स का कॉस्प्ले नहीं करा?
लीग का किया था बहुत।
लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स के कैरेक्टर्स भाई ओपी लगते हैं चैट, क्या बोलते हो?
लीग का अभी ये करने जा रहे हैं। No, not Ari. Katarina, the new. हाँ,
Katarina mid player.
जिसका ब्लैक रोज कॉस्प्ले आया है नया, आर्केन में दिखाया था वो वाला। इसके पहले कैटरीना किए थे 3-4 साल पहले एक्चुअली, तब बहुत नूब थे, तो बहुत गंदा कॉस्प्ले है एक्चुअली।
They were the only teams we have here in this tournament and have gained a tiny bit playing this game. So they knew the way around it, they know the way around this tournament.
भाई आज हंगामा होने वाला है चैट, हंगामा, मजाक कर। मैच के ना बीच में गाइस सुन लो, मैच के बीच में तुम्हें डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो सुनाने के लिए माइक ऑडियो म्यूट कर दूंगा जस्ट इन केस। कैसे करना है फिर बीच बीच में माइक ऑडियो म्यूट? चैट मैच स्टार्ट हो रहा है। ईशा जी से कुछ और पूछना है? ईशा जी को फॉलो कर दिया सर, थैंक यू थैंक यू। ठीक है थैंक यू। आपको कुछ कहना है?
नहीं, ऑल द बेस्ट टीम। दिस इज वेरी न्यू फॉर मी, सो आई एम सॉरी अगर कुछ गड़बड़ किए हैं तो। थैंक यू।
ओके ऑल गुड थैंक यू आ गया उधर बैठ गए।
Yeah, for sure. And of course, we have a gun running.
वो अटक रहा है।
Yeah, in addition to
लॉक इन हो जाओ बॉयज, मैच स्टार्ट होने वाला है। क्या खेल रहा है? दमारा बोलते
एसेंट टी साइड
कुछ मत एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं तुम्हें।
एसेंट लोटस सनसाइड
ये दिख रहा है वैसे स्ट्रीम पे? नहीं दिख क्या नहीं दिख रहा।
ये की पे पुश टॉक है, ठीक है?
कौन से की पे? ये 3 पे। हेलो नहीं हो रहा। सही है सही। So actually बे this is better है ना?
आई थिंक इंस्टेड काम कर रहा है।
क्या
इंस्टेड काम कर रहा है? दिखा फोन दे मेरा या तेरा दे दे, मेरे को बस नहीं है।
अरे हेलो 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 नहीं कर रहा ना, नहीं कर रहा, लिमिटेड है जस्ट मॉर्निंग।
कैसा होगा? अरे मैंने आज तक ओबीएस का पुश अप कभी नहीं किया, मैं बारी नहीं है करने के
पुश टू टॉक मत कर, या फिर वो टॉगल म्यूट अनम्यूट कर दे वो बटन से, टॉगल म्यूट टॉगल अनम्यूट।
टॉगल करना है,
टॉगल म्यूट अनम्यूट करना। नहीं वो हट गया, हाँ हो गया ना, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है। हमारी ये फुल स्क्रीन कर, उसके बाद कर चैट, एक मिनट मुझे बताना। मैं डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो बढ़ा रहा हूँ थोड़ी सी, मेरे को बताना कि हमारी आवाज़ आ रही है, हम टॉगल में संगीत कर।
What am I watching, bro?
Where is my beloved? I haven't seen this map from Full Sense in Split 3 of Challenges, so...
Hello, mic check.
अरे ये चेंज करनी पड़ेगी।
I thought they would always just, you know, attempt retake, die somewhere in the round, or win.
It doesn't make sense. We've taken out the Luma squad. I mean, RB maybe a little older than the rest of the boys,
Hey,
but despite the fact, despite how much experience he has, we've added in a 17-year-old who plays mostly a duelist, and we're playing...
और ये एमपीपी ने कर दी, अभी सही कर रहे हैं।
अरे पुश टू टॉक ही रखो, ये टॉगल में तेरे को दिखेगा नहीं म्यूटेड एंड म्यूटेड, समझ रहा है? पुश टू टॉक का एडजस्ट पता लगेगा तेरे को।
Also going to be the ones to take things on the offensive, Dan, with an opening pick outside of A.
And they're going to speed up to be set up for PTC, posted in the back of the site.
म्यूट करना है।
Hard for non-ship to navigate. Drone will come in first though.
Just to scout out the back of the site. The Oakis will be able to spot PTC out by the top of his shoulder. But it is PTC after all, legend in the time scene, already calling for the rest of the team to get within range. But not connecting.
Third place at Ascension last year for PTC. They were definitely one of the favourites at that tournament. Just never really eventuated. Non-ship now picking things up into this 8 but it's still a man advantage for now. Like, what is the direction here? It's an A fake into a creep into garage.
Where Motors once again the end. Well, Opshot whiffed. K crash towards the back, so a slight opening for Gnomeship. But
मेरे को याद रखना पड़ेगा म्यूट एंड
Ace, man, you mentioned it before, but it's still, you still feel the effects of it.
Plan. RB does have a Hunter Spirit to use in the after plan if this clock really does run down. Now it's a little bit out of position. Hard for them to really rotate accordingly, but it seems like Nomshin wants to continue to fight on site here.
एक काम करना, तू म्यूट कर दे, तू अनम्यूट कर दे।
अरे नहीं, वो तू रखा ना, तो वो आगे पीछे हो रहा है, ये नहीं है ना।
अच्छा, समझ गया।
Kill coming up from Motor initiates the pick SHADOWBLADE, but
नहीं मैं समझ गया।
Comeback factor.
वो इससे पहुंच
is a lot more powerful than people think, especially since, as we mentioned, we're playing on a stage where Velocity has players that are no stranger to the stage. I'm hoping that Velocity knows that. I'm hoping that they lean into that. And especially here on Ascent, all they have to do is just really keep their calm. I feel like they can pull through this, even though we are heavily favoring Full Sense here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious if we're going to see a composition swap here for Velocity. So last time we saw them play it, they were running that jet. It was very, very standard across the board. But as I said, Tomorrow's Neon is very, very strong. I feel like I would rather them mix it up, try something different, because it's a map you've not been successful at, and your opponent has been very, very strong at. Now is the time to take risks. It's okay to blow things up, take these bigger risks, experiment, because it's still the group stages. And if you can steal that map away, then the series is yours for the taking. So I think I want to see them play with confidence. I want to see them take risks, both in preparation and in the server. I mean, this is an aggressive team. South Asia is an aggressive region, and I think you gotta really want to highlight SK Rossi, because that is an incredibly aggressive player. So I want him to use those skills he's learned at the top level, really put it to use here, and be all up in the face of Full Sense, who are also going to be aggressive, by the way. Ty Valorant is not slow.
Oh, definitely not. It's as you mentioned, we're expecting very, very explosive rounds here. And I think from the side of SK Rossi, I love that we're seeing a lot of growth from him as well. You highlighted him as a very aggressive player, but we're also seeing him shine in the backlines, right? Picking up the Sentinel roles also a lot this year. So that's something that adds another level to the side of Velocity. This kind of flexibility that they can pull out from their players is something that I'm also looking forward to. I'm eager to see, as you mentioned, new compositions come out, because the advantage of actually having a few weeks break is it's enough time to actually switch things around, especially if you want to focus on a certain map. If you know that your first opponent likes to lean into this map, why not prep heavily for that?
Yeah, I think that's a very important point, because the South Asian League was actually the first Tier 2 league to come to a conclusion. Velocity were the very first team locked into Ascension. They have had the most prep time out of everybody in this entire tournament to get ready, to get prepared for this tournament. So if they've really put that to good use, they have a very, very big advantage.
Match start हो रहा है 10 मिनट में start हो रहा है 5 मिनट में
plenty of time to make changes, adjust roles, and
player walkout है अभी आ तो भाई player let's go.
I think I'm very optimistic.
Definitely. I'm also optimistic to see what both of these teams have prepared after that little bit of a break. As we mentioned before, this could be the final Ascension. So I'm imagining all of these teams actually want to put that best foot forward, because again, we don't know when a chance like this is going to come out in the same kind of iteration. We're seeing the Thai representation as well, with the Thai Elephant fans coming out from Full Sense. And now as Velocity walk out, we're seeing like some of the players really shake off some of those initial nerves. You know that they want to be fully warmed up as they step into the server. We know that Velocity have been so dominant in South Asia. I want to see that confidence carry over here onto the Thai stage, even if they are facing off against a team that is fighting on their home court. We know that Full Sense, they can be very, very comfortable as they step onto the stage. And as we mentioned before, teams who are playing in their home court, they do have a little bit of that buff that can come in.
It's a massive buff. It's massive knowing that there's people in the crowd supporting you, cheering for you. A little bit of that bleeding in through the earphones goes a very long way. So for Full Sense, I really want to see them kind of lean on that. Know this is your home ground. We saw how far Boom were able to take it last year when Ascension was in Indonesia. This is a massive buff that I think they should really lean into. But on the flip side, for Velocity, you know they have this advantage. I want to see Velocity start very strong, silence that crowd, and put a stop to any momentum that Full Sense might be bringing into this tournament.
Oh yeah, definitely. I do love it when teams are actually able to do it.
यूफो कोच कब बन गया?
कोच नहीं का प्रॉब्लम है ना चलने से।
ओह चैट उस वजह से
इधर तक आने से पहले मैं एक मैप हो जाएगा।
ऐसा मत बोलो ना। VLT fuck the world, let's go!
Rossi, but I'm not expecting him on any kind of aggressive agent. We did see that he has been achieving success on the Cypher, for example, when they go over onto Ascent. So why not? And I think for the side of Full Sense, I really want to see Potter because you know, you look at this guy, you look at his stats, very aggressive attacks on the duelist role, and so many first kills on the board. Also, I think this guy, he's going to be leading from the front lines.
I think one other thing we have to highlight on the side of Full Sense is right now Kukugod is not in this roster. Alpinia is in instead. So how does that affect the roles? How does that change things? There's a lot of questions. And ultimately, how does that throw off this preparation that we know Velocity have had ample time to do? So I am incredibly curious, but yeah, like you say, Potter as well on that Jet, on that Duelist, is an absolute demon. He's for sure one to watch, and it's about being able to neutralize that firepower. I think there are interesting matchups across every single role here, so I just can't wait for this game to get started.
Yeah, it's good that you pointed that out because like the last time we did see Full Sense on Ascent, you had Kukugod on that deadlock, which was so crucial to the composition of Full Sense. But now as we're seeing Alpinia take over. Okay, I believe this is going to be one of the first times that he's bringing out the deadlock, if I'm not mistaken. But we're seeing a sort of similar lineup of Full Sense, no adjustments there. But from the side of Velocity, this is looking quite different.
Yeah, I mean, we have to focus on Velocity first here. This is very different, but I'm so excited for this. Before on Ascent, they were playing this standard comp, but that's not who they are. Damara's back on his signature Neon, SK Rossi on his signature Chamber. They've listened to me. They've gone back to personal comfort, and I think they're going to try and excel the individuals here. This is great because they've had time to prep this, and they're going to be throwing Full Sense off entirely, who are still playing that same comp. So now I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic about Velocity here in how they're going to make this work.
Ooh, I wonder how quickly Full Sense can actually adjust, given the little bit of a roster shuffle. Yes, he's playing the same role, but I'm sure playstyle-wise, it's still going to be a bit of an adjustment. Velocity, it sounds like comfort is key for this as you're seeing everybody lead into some comfort picks, the agents that they know like the backs of their hands here. So I'm seeing that Velocity actually have the potential to take this if they just stick to what they know.
Yeah, I mean, the Breach is also so surprising. I think people have played Chamber on this map before, but the Breach is entirely new. So let's see how Full Sense managed to deal with this.
Let's see indeed. As we toss it over to our casters, we're going over to Quack and Pilsky for the call.
Thank you, Mika and Morgan. Pilsky. I was just kind of like chuckling to myself because the
भाई ये सब मत करो यार भाई मैंने जीजी लिख रखा है उम्मीद करो स्पैम ना करो यार मैंने जीजी लिख रखा है यार
हाय रानू बोल
हाय रानू VLT fuck the world let's go
fuck the world नहीं रे for the win होते
for the win ने FTW
VLT fuck the world नहीं बोला VLT fuck the world let's go
नहीं ये CS वाला है VLT fuck the world ये last minute ये changes
I also don't know.
Both of them performing very well. Now we've gone with two Indo talents, which begs the question just how deep the talent is in that region, because these guys, they weren't on any of the top teams really in Indonesia. We're on Bigachong, sitting there just kind of in the sub-top of that region. And Damara's been a monster in that South Asian region this year.
Let's see if they can actually dish out the damage that they did in that region up over onto Ascension. Already kicking things off, but you do have Arpinia, like Mika mentioned, first time on deadlock, able to land a perfect grab net as well. Everyone's pretty much bugged out all around the site, trying to get some spacing around the back of Generator, but simply spotted out by Full Sense on this pistol.
Yeah, it's a complete shutdown on the pistol here. This is Full Sense's map pick. They will be allowed to start on the defensive side. Velocity, they have chosen to start attack here. We talked about game planning on the desk a little bit and changing up their comp, trying to have that surprise factor against Full Sense in this opening game. But so far, unfortunately, not finding too much success in the pistol. It's only early days just yet. I mean, Full Sense, they've got to be feeling confident coming into this game, though. I mean, they've been cutting their teeth in Challengers SEA. They've won a stage this year. They've been a top 3 team all year long.
And right now, they're just going to hunker down in with the judge setup. You mentioned that, the team have always come in consistently with podium finishes. Always been a prominent presence in Southeast Asian Valorant all throughout, I think, as well. Currently just smoking off Velocity. Velocity gonna go in for Russ's flash, though, but it doesn't matter if this judge is just ready to hammer down on the other end.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this in Champs, right? This was a very much abused mechanic. The judge in some of these angles, you saw it from NRG. Seen some play that exact same angle with that smoke. You've seen it for a couple of years now, but especially right now, it's very trendy and very effective in this current meta.
And the spike on the ground, too, like, unless you hope for a lucky classic kill at some point, or maybe Headhunter if Frosty lands it. He's just so low, though, Pilly. And now Sephiroth in a prime position to go fan out with the rest of the team. This round should be done. Just waiting for the final player to go down. Madeline trying to sneak away a lucky kill if possible. As soon as this smoke goes off, everyone's just going to push out together. A flawless cleaned up by Full Sense.
Trying to get an orb, trying to get something for himself. Sephiroth, though, I mean, that's just such a high percentage play at the moment. Playing around that smoke with the charge just makes that anti-eco nice and easy, and that's going to be something the Velocity will have to play around, will have to consider as they head into the anti-bonus. It's the first gun round here for Velocity, and we'll see what they prepped. And Neon is going to give them a lot of pace on this map, but outside of that, I mean, you're really focusing on these punchy set plays with the Neon Breach. They can bully this map control very nicely, but it's a question of how they follow that up. Once again, they've started off with just taking this A main control, grabbing themselves an orb. Russ is getting closer and closer to this Rolling Thunder as time goes on. Full Set's just trying to throw off their opponents here. You see this dark cover on middle. It's a little sus. They're not really playing around it at all. It's really just Full Set's chucking a dark cover into middle and making Velocity concerned that there is some kind of play, especially given the fact that Full Sense is on their bonus here.
The drone just continues to clear out A main as well.
Yeah. Velocity, a minute on the clock to work with. Have just shoved that A main control. Here's the second wave for them. Smoke to Cat, drone into middle is going to be a very clear tell to Full Sense that this is going to be a mid to B, and they've rotated accordingly.
You have to see if the shots will be just as good, though. So far in the macro reading, Velocity just right. But through market, this is where the Thorns might not be as effective. I say that, actually, it's pretty spot on. Gonna have to time it just right. And down it goes. Arpinia, unfortunately, the first casualty for Full Sense in this moment. Relay bolt out to block off CT as well, but Potter in with the Marshall. Doesn't matter if Lance is inside of the smokes. Finds some shots towards the back of his target, and more to go. Low HP, no matter. Shots found all the way to the back of Boathouse.
It's just too readable for Velocity. Everything in that round on the attacking side was so telegraphed and so easy for Full Sense to read. Got to give credit where credit's due. Like Velocity, they took their time working their way into the B side. They isolated the deadlock on stairs, but outside of that, there really wasn't too much to write home about, unfortunately. Full Sense re-cleared A main. The smoke to Cat and the drone into middle, as I mentioned, makes it very obvious that Velocity are at some point in the round going to split mid to B, and Full Sense have plenty of time to prep for that.
It's just fantastic. And now for the first time in this half, they hear presence from Velocity inside of main. Everyone's prepared. You got this Southpaw Potter.
He's gonna farm up,
waiting for the shot. Oh, yeah, he's just gonna go Pilly. Oh, look at Arpinia chiming in as well with the angle from stairs. Potential for more, too. Already tossed out the grav net, and it's another round as well where the spikes dropped in. Thankfully, there's a smoke. They can retrieve that somewhat, but look at who's behind! Sephiroth, alongside Laz, this fragging IGL from Full Sense. No matter, it's just a judge. Close range, a flawless again.
Full Sense are well and truly in their comfort zone on home soil. Their opponents have given them the defensive side of their map pick. It really just couldn't be a better day for Full Sense thus far. Velocity have not posed them any questions at all just yet on Ascent. It's felt a little bit too easy. And as a result, you see just how good the economy is on Full Sense right now. Potter's brought out the up. Plenty of cash in the back pocket to continue reinvesting. Velocity will see what they go towards. This A main control early on in the round has not been working for them. They're going to go towards middle, but the op's already posted up.
It's been pretty decent so far. This time blinded though, so has to get out. But as soon as Velocity try to velocifize their way into market, they get stopped. Players hold up the round, and they're looking for a couple more. Peeked out alongside Annihilation. That's a frag. That's a second one. Russ making a slight trade, but he is pinned down to heck. Does get a couple, but unfortunately will go down with the rest of the team, and that leaves SK Rossi, who's been skulking across. Can he set this flank up? It's going to be tough, Pilly, because I don't think he's got the angles or the utility. Just going to go in for a slight crouch peek to boot.
Yeah, able to take one down at least. Still got a lot of time to work with, 45 seconds. Successfully lurked his way through B and found the entry. He's going to have to do this whole round by himself.
Around the corner, it's the op. Slight whiffs, but Sephiroth got the 6.
Yeah, nicely done. Full Sense were already set up to deal with that mid to B through market. Like, they already had a player in the bait corner in market. You'll see it here. Blaz is set up. Leviathan's playing in the open space here. And then you've got both the Deadlock and the Jet already at top middle. Effectively, you're running into a two-way crossfire. There's already 4 players from Full Sense ready to shut down that mid to B. It feels like despite any comp changes, despite, you know, Velocity trying to throw something a little bit different at Full Sense going into this game, Full Sense have just had perfect reads thus far. Like, there really is just nothing that Velocity have done that have really thrown them off at all.
None whatsoever, right? I mean, even in that round, it was that market hold. Even though Potter might have, you know, whipped the first shot, and, you know, there were flashes and everything, but yeah, you mentioned it. The reads, the way that they're switching around their defensive setups, it's just so darn impressive. Definitely a need a timeout for Velocity at this point.
Iteration, you do have players, as mentioned, like Lightning Fast, like Russ, who have experience in Pacific playing on Global to join SK Rossi. Whereas the imports might not be the names that would be at the tip of your tongue when it comes to Indonesian talent, but they have been grinding this roster all year long, and they've won the last 2 splits of South Asia back-to-back.
It's a big story, a lot of hope for the team for sure, as the sole South Asian reps as well. I mean, their representatives last year, you know, went out 7th, 8th place, so hopefully not the same result this time. It is group stage after all. We'll kick things off with Rolling Thunder into sight, but no execute just yet. There are thorns as well as roses, being able to halt them in their tracks. The judge firing off successfully. Off to a sheriff as well. Leviathan then comes in to mop things up.
Yeah, just the Velocity organizing another pretty well-drilled set play. It was the initial A main control. They're contacting up Cat in the meanwhile. You get the Rolling Thunder all the way across tree, but unfortunately there's just no capitalization off the back of that. By the time you're actually committing to that site, the Rolling Thunder has already elapsed, and you're once again running into the judge. What is that shot on the Sheriff from Sephiroth to follow up? That was ridiculous flick onto tree. That is just the kind of raw mechanics that these players on Full Sense have, man.
It's been giving them the consistent performances all throughout Challengers Southeast Asia this entire year. I'm not just talking Split 3. But here they go again. It's Potter back towards middle. A big crunch coming out from Velocity this time. Hunter's Fury goes huge, and it's lightning fast to block off A short with a double kill.
Where the hell did Full Sense just go, man? They all died like chickens. I'd love to see the replay of that Hunter's Fury. Great adjustment from Velocity. That was the same little trap that you've seen from Full Sense previously. What a beautiful play from Velocity Sova. Because that is the exact same setup that just shut them down when they tried to go mid to B earlier, remember? But this time, with the Hunter's Fury through market, tiles to market is not something you'll see too often, and then lightning fires at a cat crunch.
Just a lovely little adjustment, but they've got to keep that up, Pilsky. 1-6 is still not the most satisfying score that you'll have for this first half. Drones out now, over onto middle.
Yeah, they're gonna... Drones will kiss inside a middle. Leviathan has copped the stun. Damara not feeling bold enough to capitalize though. City playing this one slowly. Waiting for some kind of reaction from Full Sense, which won't be granted.
Be granted towards B main for now at least. Operator suddenly make noted.
I mean, this is just not something that you'd ever see. An op inside B main on the lurk. And you're just walking in, caught completely off guard.
Still have the sheer wall at least though. But it's going to be market. The main point of contention. Arpinia pushes in towards main, but no chance to pull out util. It's going to be Velocity able to kick things into high gear onto the site. Damara slows things down just a bit to kind of offset Sephiroth's rhythm, and unfortunately, that's where Full Sense goes down. Potter gonna have to run off to save.
Nicely done. Velocity starting to make some adaptations, starting to get rolling a little bit. Dealt well with the mid setup in the previous gun round. This gun round, I mean, the slow walk through B main with the op. Rossi's only got 2 kills, but he's 3 kills, but he's effectively won them that round, punishing that mid-round aggression into B main. You know, it's a pretty common protocol nowadays where your B players will aggress into B main in the mid-round where you don't have too much information and just try to isolate that duel on the lurker. But up against an op, that's just free pickings.
It's definitely a welcome sight, especially when it's an op. A weapon which Rossi is familiar with for sure. Didn't have too much of a go on it from the previous year, but here we go. Finally locating Potter and managing to rob that away with a 9th kill to boot.
That means they started the spirits of velocity here after it's going to definitely start to lift the spirits of velocity here after it's these nights.
Challenge. At the same time, just a slight thing. At the same time, just a slight thing over towards bottom mid. Try out the shield. Potentially going to have so much to do. Needs to be able to react quickly if he is to stay alive to get out of Boston. Stay away these clips. Not happen to be lost in the will, they're all through it. Stop them, but it's still through. That's it. Another song. The message about video is
the threshold over onto B. Back off. It's our time now.
Yo, what year is it, Quack? We're scared of SK Rossi's up again. He's back. Like, I can't even remember, like 2021 or something like that. Everyone was like, this guy is insane on the op. You know?
Yeah, man.
Current year, 2025. Full Sense is running from the hills. Yeah, I know. What is going on?
Okay. Arpinia, though.
Oh, we picked it up? Yeah, there we go. All right, all good. We've recycled it back for Rossi. Man, Velocity, I'm very impressed with these last couple of rounds. I love what they're doing. Beautiful flashpoint to push that off the line. These are the kind of things. I mean, that's fantastic from Damara as well. Catches the updraft from the jet, trying to get back into sight. These small little timings, and it's something that Big Time talked about. I don't think the hard reads or the initial start to this game is what impresses me about the way that Velocity is playing, but it's more just the agents and the way that they're executing their game plan that you can tell is making Full Sense very uncomfortable. You're not ready for a flashpoint on that angle into B main to push your op off the line. You're not ready for the shove up middle to be able to, you know, take out your shear 3 seconds into the round off the neon. It's the fact that it's kind of this unique style with an agent that you don't usually see. Therefore, you're not ready for the routines and the protocols that Velocity is throwing at you. And those little micro moments are what are kind of throwing Full Sense off. And they're getting punished pretty hard, I actually have to say.
It's true. Not to mention that little pump fake as well. I mean, the recovery is nice, but they have to keep it going. It still is a 3-6 for now. I mean, if they can actually take this map win as well, that would already be quite the statement to make. You know, it's a different performance as compared to what they had in their grand final for the South Asian Ascension qualifier. But for now, back into it. This is Full Sense's timeout. Let's see if it does convert over to a dub.
And this is immediately some change-ups from Velocity. We see Madeline, you know, sitting at the backside of B, lining up some kind of crazy lineup. Up and triple peak posting out towards bottom middle. Just going to allow Velocity to start contacting up Cat. At least initially into this round. Velocity are very much expecting some kind of aggression here from Full Sense. But they won't bite. So Madeline, I'm just curious where this dart is going. I think that's into wine, right? Either that or like a set dart into the site. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be the wine take. Yeah. I think A main. So that's been taken by Velocity. All picked up yet again. We've seen this a couple of times from them in the early round. But with 30 seconds elapsing, this has been a very slow round. And they still do have this up on the attacking side. Which begs the question, how does this round look when it's finished? Because they are really running the clock down here.
It's definitely going to be pretty hectic to pick up. Full Sense are still controlling the map. You mentioned the recon from before. They smoked that off. You also have this barrier mesh down to the last few seconds, and then they break it. Sonic Sensor slows them down, though. Affords time for Full Sense to get the rotations in. Pils. Look, they set the paranoia as well, Pilsky. Still trying to break their way out, at least. Velocity trudging
20
on
seconds.
Through. Annihilation just makes them feel so scared. They can't quite find safe entry onto site. Now Potter over onto main. Crosshair thrown off. They escape the Annihilation. Set for a couple of shots. And that, unfortunately, will be all that Full Sense can get. A successful site take and a spike plant. Laz now out from the top of heaven. Does have Steel Garden, maybe a flash, but needs to shoot down so much more. Madeline will not have it. Velocity up to a 4th.
Wow. Like, they are really just playing this game of Ascent at their own pace. They don't feel too much pressure there. Like, I'm looking at the clock that whole round back. I'm like, bro, there's 15 seconds to go. And Full Sense have got 4 stack on the A site. This round is over, right? Like, they are going to choke. Yeah. They're not going to be able to put the pieces together. But they execute that A split perfectly. Even when they get caught by the Annihilation, there's no panic. They just came in together as that clock really started to dwindle down. And I mean, the timeline says it all here. 4 rounds in a row from Velocity. The calling has been phenomenal. And Full Sense just do not seem to have the answer, even post-timeout.
I do imagine that's a little bit of experience. I'm definitely impressed and tickled by the past 4 rounds that Velocity have picked up. A slight tech pause for a gear issue to get fixed, but at the same time, you have to be admiring, how this has gone back and forth between both teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's their own unique take on how they want to, play this map. Every single time we say it coming into Ascension that South Asia is the region, as mentioned by Morgan on the desk, that finishes before a lot of the other regions. It gives you some time to watch how the other teams play and maybe prep something special, but it also gives you a lot of time to flip your comps to completely change up your style. You go back and look at what Velocity was doing in this map unsuccessfully in South Asia with the standard comp, and now they bring something fresh that's working really well here.
Well, this time at least, though, Full Sense wanting to take the fight to them. Picking up the orb, Blade Storm at the ready for Potter.
Contact up in response from Velocity. Just working together as a unit. Drone will go up short, trying to pull some tension and some interest over towards A, while the rest of Velocity walk their way into middle, but the updraft here from Potter could be deadly.
He listens out for the flash first, and there he goes. Oh, right off the rip. Cracked one skull. Can he find more, though? That's the question. Tailwind, unfortunately, expires, and no shots connected just yet. Madeline, maybe a bit of chip damage, but that's it. Leviathan to hold out towards the back, but Russ quickly to trade off, and now you've got options.
The flash and the spacing is just so clean from Velocity. They are working slowly, but methodically together. Eyes on Opinia inside a B main, naught but a sheriff to his name. Has to go huge here for full sense.
Goes in for the tap. The second shot will do the trick. Now weapon retrieved as well. Maybe slowed down for the time being, but still, SK Rossi, tour de force, trying to block off rotations all the way out from spawn. Russ does have Rolling Thunder as well.
Yeah, picked up off the back of the plant. Rossi playing from spawn with the op out.
And you go out for out, Pilly. Gravnet spotted, so Rossi knows exactly where to look. And he lands the shot with precise accuracy. Not the second one, though. A slight chance. An opening for full sense to come in strong on the retake. Russ looking to slow them down further. Laz caught in his tracks, but able to stick onto the spike at least. Aftershock's going to dissuade it. But now they go back. Oh, Russ! He's just pulling around the corner! Sephiroth getting the shot at the end, but at that point, no time for the defuse.
That's just bloody brilliant. In the back of the site there, fault line plus the aftershock to force them off of the defuse. Steel Garden comes in from full sense. They're expecting to be able to waltz back into the site, but they overlook the fact that the tour de force is pulled out from Rossi. That does not count as a primary weapon. You're still peeking straight into an op, and that's the 5th round in a row for Velocity.
Zowie clutch for sure. One more to tie up the score, Billy.
They may taken once again from Velocity. That's not ideal. Have a sit down, Sephiroth. Calm down, brother. One's
Go on, hang back.
Off the back of that. That's prepping the aftershock. It is a 1-4 once again. Rossi kind of on the lurk in towards B main. The rest of the boys working that A main control drone. What's nothing for Leviathan.
And this is just Russ calling it to perfection as well. Aftershock at an angle to swing out. Sephiroth able to take down the first, though. It's a slide in from Damara, though. And that's quickly dealt with. Blockade set up outside of A main. VLT has to look for other options.
Yeah, they were really just trying to force full sense into that A main fight, but didn't necessarily get to take the fight on the terms that they were looking for. Deadlock wall starting to fade out. 40 seconds on the clock as Rossi looks for a pick with the op.
Will he have the right angle, though? Sonic sensor as well, and from the previous contest, you are already aware that there are 3 possible hostiles on this A site. From the shadows clears, which might give full sense a better idea of where Velocity are. Trying to find another avenue of entry out towards the top. Heaven! They peek together! They swing! It's just Sephiroth, low HP, alongside Arpenia towards the bottom of hell. That's all that Velocity had to deal with, and they managed to take them down in quick succession. All onto Laz. An Arc Rose equipped. That's all he's got. Slowly slicing the pie. Managing to spot out the first head, but Rossi off and through with the headhunter. Velocity tie up the score.
What am I watching, man? How have they just contacted upcat into tree through a bloody window and a door, 3v5 and one
little halftime break, but hopefully in the second half the answers will be revealed. What doing was the question posed towards Full Sense at the end of that first half? Well, we're going to find out now that Full Sense are on the attack in this second half.
6 in a row for Velocity. At the end of that half, Rossi on the line. It's a double peek into him. Doesn't lose his life, though. Able to rendezvous to safety for now, and Full Sense will take mid control. But look at this mid stack from Velocity just lying in wait.
3 on the other end. Russ with potential fault line and flash. They will go in for the peak. Really bolt up from Damara as well. Just straight into the fray. Russ provides additional fire support, and all of a sudden, Full Sense, they've got to tuck away. Leviathan trying to shoot himself out into a safer angle. Smoked off by Sephiroth, but still low HP on both ends. Velocity, a couple more dinks, and they could be dead, so having to back off safely.
Full Sense just continuing to push the issue. Spotted out by Lightning Fast. There's still 4 players here from Velocity, and they want to fight. They're all going to swing top mid together. And Full Sense able to bring this down to a 1-on-1. It's just Madeline on his lonesome here. He knows exactly where Leviathan was last spotted, and he's 1 sheriff shot away from death.
So, choosing to pick the angle towards the back. A sheriff shot straight through the torso. That's all he needs, and there he will find it. That was a bullish response from Full Sense, Philly.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted to take the fight straight to Velocity, straight up the guts into middle, but they got more than they bargained for. This breach utility just continues to find value. It's a bloody breach masterclass from Russ here on Ascent. And then it's just really heads-up play from Velocity. They're just playing together as a pack fantastically. Starting from that attacking side, but even in the mid-round there on their defensive pistol, that's their 7th round in a row now.
It's definitely brilliant. The IGL for sure. You can already see that experience coming into aid Velocity. Next round up, they're buying everything, so no money man this time, but just the setups over towards A main, with Full Sense hoping to explode. Simple shots from Damara though, yeah. Just coming through with some additional smokes, and look, the aftershock as well, Philly. SK Rossi manages to silence the player out by B main 2, which means Leviathan, he's just got to twiddle his thumbs now. He's gonna go around the corner, and firing squad right on the other end.
Yeah, straight into the high-low. That's brilliant from Velocity. And I know watching at home, like, I was talking about it earlier with the Sage comp, but you're looking at Full Sense getting flushed out of a corner, like 3 players stuck by a relay fault line with an aftershock to flush them out. It looks silly from an objective perspective, but you guys have to remember that Full Sense have played against every comp but this comp 100 scrims for the last however many months on Ascent, and they have never played against this. They're doing all the routines that they're used to playing against the standard meta styles, and when it comes down to it, when you have to adapt to what the other team is throwing at you and what kind of util they're offering, what kind of questions they're asking you in the game, it can be quite hard to do.
It's true. I mean, in 2025, I can't remember the last time I saw a breach on Ascent, but, well, off to the next round now. It's going to be the full buy coming out from Full Sense. Already finding a little great awareness in response. Now fully aware as to where Full Sense are located. Window cracked open as well, so just being careful. But as you mentioned, Full Sense looking for some slight mistakes, and that might be the first one. A second, possibly now then into A site. Damara trying to slow things down with the relay bolt, but slowly scouting out that the entirety of site is clear. They are aware that the last one might be inside of hell. Damara's gone! They just turned this 3v5 into a 3v1!
Yeah, Full Sense really just showing Velocity that they can do everything that Velocity did on their attacking side. The contact up catwalk in the 3-on-5, boiling the clock down to 10 seconds. That's exactly what we just saw from Velocity in the last half. That was just brilliant from Full Sense. Punished every single mistake from Velocity, and that will be their 2nd gun round in a row here to even up the scoreline.
Dude, this game is delivering right now.
For sure.
I'm so entertained by everything.
And it's delivering with a different style, a different flavor than you'd usually expect here in Asian Pacific. APAC Pacific.
APAC
It's a
Pacific?
slower style. Yeah, APAC Pacific, APAC, pack. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
actually.
I don't know.
Pack.